it's got the makings of a real good game, this one. You know, I think Leeds will come and they'll have a go.
Leeds are a big club as well, and if you're a younger listener, you may associate Leeds with a frustrating spell out of the Premier League of more than 15 years, wasn't it? And lots of issues off the field as well, but the Leeds that you'll know, Ando, that you'll have played against, massive club, successful club, huge support, passionate support, like Newcastle United in many respects, but there are many people who will look at Leeds and feel like they belong in the top division, and I think it's good to see them back. Also helps geographically that it's not that far away. In a Premier League that has I was going to say southern bias in terms of its makeup.
Yeah, most definitely. Look, they are a big club. You know, they've got good support as well. You know, they've got proper support. Always enjoy going Dellen Road as well. Always a good atmosphere, good noise, and they travel well as well. The Leeds supporters, you know, they're always well supported away from home. So you're right, they are a big club, and I think the Premier League's better for having them in it.
Newcastle United chasing a third straight Premier League win tonight. 2 changes. Barnes is in, Baltimore is back, and they replace Jacob Murphy and Jan Wisser, who are both on the bench this evening. Eddie Howe with his team having picked up 6 points from the matches against Burnley and Crystal Palace, and with games in other competitions to come in a busy month, he's feeling positive about what lies ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm as confident as I have been at any stage this season now. I think this team's playing better than it has at any stage this season. I think we've got stronger and better as it's gone on. I'd love to think that will continue. We're in the latter stages of the Carabao Cup. That was a really tough 2-legged tie against Manchester City, but one we'll look forward to. We'll enter the FA Cup very soon. Look forward to that. The Champions League's really finally poised. I think we've got some big games to finish that cycle of games, and the Premier League, I think we're hopefully building momentum and some big games to come. So I think we're in a better place. There's no guarantee on anything, but I believe in the group of players.
There's been another goal at Bournemouth. They lead Spurs by 2-1. They've turned it around. Junior Krupi has got Bournemouth's second. Spurs having a frustrating season, like so many teams, like we were just talking about. A lot of inconsistent sides in the Premier League. We will continue to update you on matters elsewhere tonight. Chelsea have had Mark Cucurella sent off at their West London neighbours Fulham, so they're down to 10 men, and Sunderland still trailing Brentford by 1-0, and that one's on DAB and Freeview channel 711 from BBC Radio Newcastle. Players will be with us shortly at St James's Park, where Newcastle have gone 11 games without defeat. That stretches back to the Arsenal match at the end of September. 9 wins in all competitions, 2 draws, 7 Premier League home games without defeat. Interesting stat as well, and it should have been different in a few of these games, but in the 7 in the league, they've scored exactly 2 goals in each of those games, which is coincidental, but it's just a remarkable run. But there have been times when, and Sunday against Palace was an example where they could have won by quite a few more, really, Ando.
Yeah, could have done. Look, I think the second half we were very good. First half was pretty even, and you always felt when we got the first one that the second one would come along, and that's exactly the way it went. I think in the end Palace were fortunate that they didn't get beat by more. I thought we had other chances in the game, but you would have taken 2-0 beforehand.
Tonight, Baltimore, he'll be up against some big centre halves. That's not unusual. Murphy may be considered a good supply line for Baltimore. It's Barnes on the right, we expect, and Gordon on the left tonight. How will that work? The way that they work as a front three, without Murphy, who is probably more of a player who'll get it across from deep. You've got Barnes one side, Gordon the other. they can still deliver a cross, but we've also observed Voltemada's positioning, and sometimes when balls go in, it's not there, whereas Wissa plays closer to goal.
Voltemada and Wissa are totally different types of players. You know, they play a different way. You would say Wissa's more of a sniffer. He gets himself in the penalty area. All you've got to do is look at the 2 goals that he scored already, Razor. You know, they've been from 4 yards out. You know, he gets himself in there, he follows things in. He's looking to get himself into the 6-yard box. He's looking to get himself in between goalkeeper and defenders. Voltemada's a different type of player, so you've got to adjust your game accordingly.
We listened to Eddie Howe in our build-up on BBC Radio Newcastle on Total Sport from 6 about why Gordon gets the nod over Barnes on the left, because Gordon prefers to play there and doesn't like being on the right, whereas Barnes seems more open to it and more adaptable in that respect. So we would be surprised if Barnes started on the left and Gordon on the right, but that's Eddie Howe's reasoning behind it.
Look, it's a dilemma for him. You know, you know that both of Barnes and Gordon want to play on the left-hand side. I would think that Barnes is more of a goal threat coming in on that left-hand side. He's more of a natural finisher than Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon comes in off that left-hand side, and you know, what is it, 36, 37 games he's gone now without scoring a goal from open play
in the Premier League.
You know, so
had one chalked off at the weekend, unfortunately for him, for offside. But Newcastle United and Leeds United are lining up on the pitch here at St James's Park. Bruno and Ethan Ampadu posing for photographs next to the officials on the halfway line. And in the last few seconds, there's been a message on the giant screen at St James's Park that says, "We're all with you, King Kev," following the news that the Newcastle United great, many people's Newcastle United hero, Kevin Keegan, has been diagnosed with cancer and is to undergo treatment. And though you played with Kevin Keegan, you were on the books as a player as well when he returned as manager. There are so many Newcastle heroes, but Kevin Keegan is many people's number one and is still loved so much here, and everyone will be sending him their very best wishes.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you know, you send your prayers, send your best wishes to Kevin and to his family as well. You know, he not only rejuvenated this football club once, he did it twice. You know, he did it once as a player in the early 80s when he got the team promoted back into the old first division as it was then, and then obviously I suppose he's better remembered for when he came back as manager and what he did with his entertainer side.
You listen to BBC Radio Newcastle, and we send our best wishes to Kevin Keegan and his family, and hope for a full and speedy recovery. It would not be the Newcastle United that it is today without him. And they are underway against Leeds. Black and white stripes, black shorts, black socks. Leeds all in blue, their away kit. Bruno lost the toss, so they're shooting towards the Gallagher end in the first half, and they've lost the ball on the far side. Leeds have a throw in Newcastle territory. Lucas Perry in goal for the visitors. Joe Rodon, Jakob Biol, Pascal Struijk at the back. James Justin, Ilya Gruyev, Ethan Ampadu, Anton Stack and Gabriel Goodmanson. Brendan Aronson behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And Eddie Howe's men tonight: Pope, Miley, Chow, Cher, Hall, Bruno, Tanali, Joelinton, Barnes, Gordon, Voltemada. Newcastle have forced Leeds back. They send it up the near side. Fabian Cher knocks it forwards again. Struijk heads on. Miley at right back again. This is his 6th game there in that position in a row. Sends it into the middle. It's now on halfway for Leeds, but Joelinton gets in between. Man and ball, wins it back. Miley to Chow, and back they go to Cher. Miley was outstanding against Palace, so was Joelinton, wasn't he? He was a machine in
Yeah, look, it's the way Leeds have started. They've got Calvert-Lewin up front. They've got Arneson just playing in behind.
Here's Bruno for Joelinton. That's a nice move, and that's a good ball by Joelinton to Barnes, who has a touch, flashes in a low cross that Stroud clears. Sandro Tonali collects. Lewis Miley's on it now. Back to Chow, just ahead of halfway. Doesn't give the ball away often, Malik Chow, but he has done there. Brendan Aronson, and he goes on the outside of Lewis Miley, who sticks with him. And Miley makes the challenge, plays it against Aronson and rolls it inside to Chow. Next to Newcastle's penalty area. Over it goes to Lewis Hall, who turns in away from a blue shirt. He's on the 18-yard line here, and he's found a pass to Chow in the box. Out to Miley. Not much on, so they go back to Nick Pope. He takes a touch. And with the giant midfielder Anton Stack closing him down, he lifts it up to halfway. Half-time, Brentford 1, Sunderland 0 in our other commentary this evening. Manchester City are 1-0 up, by the way, against Brighton. Erling Haaland scored a penalty. Newcastle with the ball at the feet of Malik Chow, who finds Lewis Hall. That's clipped in behind for Gordon to chase after, but there's too much on it, and behind it goes Lucas Perry with a goal kick to take. He was signed in the summer, Lucas Perry, the Brazilian, to be #1 keeper. Carl Darlow, who's on the bench again, he's back up. He played 5 league matches earlier in the season, but Lucas Perry back in. Goal for Leeds tonight. And sending a goal kick into the middle of the Newcastle half. Header on by Calvert-Lewin. Miley's got it. Joelinton stretching, can't control. That's no criticism. It was a difficult ball for him to bring down. Now Leeds forwards. Share to Joelinton. He took that one really well. Out to Miley, and Barnes up the line. Miley, that's a good ball into the path of Barnes. There's nobody in the box. Barnes goes on the outside of Goodmanson. Chips it in. Strout with a header. Barnes with a challenge that referee Michael Salisbury says is an illegal one on the edge of the Leeds box.
Any touch, he was always going to throw himself to the ground. It was it's not a great deal in it, is it? But referees are always going to give it. He must have lost the toss this time.
Yeah, they got turned around.
Yeah.
There were a few boos and groans when that happened. Hopefully it won't mean anything in terms of the outcome. Here's Aronson. He's got away from Chow. He's done really well. It's a positive run from the Leeds man. Newcastle blocked the cross. Then there's another ball sent in. Big header from Joelinton, back stick to flick it away with Justin on his shoulder. Then Leeds get the ball back, and they've won. It's either a throw next to the corner.
Throw in, isn't it?
Yeah. Harry Wilson's put Fulham 1-0 up against 10-man Chelsea. It is a throw for Leeds on the far side next to the corner flag, but
big header for Joelinton at that back post as well. Good defensive header.
Ampadu's told by the assistant that he has to get close to the corner flag to take it. They are a team with height. And in comes the throw, near post. Voltemada gets up. Miley there swings it clear. And Barnes on the chase. It's taken out wide by Goodmanson. Bruno slides in. Goodmanson chips it over. The dive of Bruno. Aronson back to Goodmanson in the box on the near side. A cut back straight at Joelinton. Forwards for Voltemada. It's not really his game to chase after it though. And Leeds are going to go back from halfway from Biol, the Slovenian centre-back, to Lucas Perry, out to Strouk. Newcastle push up the pitch. Ampadu to Biol. And now they play it up the line. They've made a pretty positive start. Justin sent flying by Chow.
That's going to be a card.
And Malik Chow his boot. He's hardly put a foot wrong this season. He's had a couple of dodgy moments tonight. Misplaced pass, got skinned on the near side, and now
he was only 20 minutes late. Dear oh dear.
Yeah, can have no complaints over that booking. 7th minute, and although it's goalless, Leeds will be really happy, and their supporters are making quite a racket. Free kick wide on the right, 30 yards out, headed over by Strauch, centre of the box.
Big centre back, Strick. Decent delivery into a good area. Just can't keep it down, can he?
Bit of a warning for Newcastle. Yet to settle into the match. 0-0. Fulham goal against Chelsea has been disallowed. And we don't know the circumstances, but after the goal given for Liverpool the other day and Fulham's angry reaction to it, they'll be pretty fed up with officiating decisions, won't they? Leeds back to the goalkeeper. Voltemada chasing. Lucas Perry takes a touch. Not the best ball back from Ampadu to Biol. Voltemada blocks the pass up the pitch. Biol gets another chance. Calvert-Lewin trying to bring it down. Chow is out there with him on the far side, in line with the edge of the box. Leeds, 7 matches unbeaten, will be delighted with the way they've started, with their intent. Both managers watching on from the technical area. Daniel Farke under a lot of pressure seemingly before they started their unbeaten run, because they lost 4 in a row prior to that. He's in a strong position now. Eddie Howe giving instructions to his players as Leeds look to lift it into the box. Cher heads away, Miley with a header. He's ended up on the floor, nothing given. Miley gets up and plays a good pass to Joe Linton. And it's on to Hall. Gordon making the run beyond. Out of a Leeds player. Throw in the attacking half for Newcastle. Gordon leaves it for Hall, and referee tells him to get a bit further back. Take it from the right place. Joe Linton back to Hall and fired to Cher. Chow for Miley on halfway. Back to Chow. Closed down by Aronson. Bruno out to Miley. Closed down quickly, finds Barnes. Tries to come inside, spins, flicks it towards Bruno. It's intercepted by Ampadu. Barnes has pulled him back, and he probably should get a yellow card for that. Leeds boss Daniel Farke, with outstretched arms, asking the question of the referee, who doesn't go into his pocket. Barnes might be a bit fortunate there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ampadu, who served a suspension at the weekend. Square it goes to Biol, up the lines, played it against Lewis Hall. There's a header from Justin for Leeds. Cher makes a couple of challenges, it's gone out, it's a Newcastle throw.
Yeah, you asked the question beforehand, would Leeds come here and defend? I think they've answered that question in this opening 10 minutes, haven't they?
Miley to Tonali, now trying to get Barnes in behind, but it was too straight. It was probably closer to Voltemada actually than Barnes, who with the give and go, but he didn't get the return pass, and Lucas Perry, all on the floor, decides to pick it up and throw it out to the right. Voltemada goes off in pursuit of it. Biol brings it up to halfway, rolls it in behind, and they've got a chance here to cross from near the goal line. Leeds, it's hung up, and Barnes on the near side brings it under control in the box. Goodmanson behind him, plays it back to Pope, who just gets rid. They just seem to have an extra player there, a runner up the right wing who got into loads of space.
Yeah, the space just opened up, didn't it?
Miley and then Barnes with a couple of interceptions. Leeds get it back in the middle of midfield. Aronson, the American, inside to Ampadu. Biol to Gruyev, the Bulgarian midfielder. Now Gudmundsson, foot on the ball, near side in the Newcastle half. Gruyev to Struijk. Rolled up to Calvert-Lewin. Cher makes a challenge. Bruno with a header on halfway. Struijk's got it again for Leeds. It's 0-0, but the away side have been better so far. Chow's clearance, not the best. And it's come to Aronson. Calvert-Lewin left side, edge of the area. Chipped into space, there's nobody there. Lots of space on the far side of the box. It's gone behind.
Yeah, we haven't been able to keep it, have we? Haven't been able to get hold of it and keep the ball.
Malik Chow's usual high standards have not been apparent tonight. A couple of worrying moments from him. That was another goal kick though for Pope at the Leeds' end. 13 minutes, St James's Park. Joelinton gets a free kick. Ampadu drags him to the floor, just past halfway in the centre.
Yeah, no qualms about that one. Just had his arms wrapped around the rugby tackle.
Jason Tindall is out there now for Newcastle. It's a set piece, so he tends to take that position at the front. Malik Chow's picking up a position round the back near Ampadu and Calvert-Lewin. Leeds a couple of yards in front of the penalty box. Joelinton and Voltemada are offside currently. Leeds have everybody back, but they do look like a team that can break quickly if Newcastle lose the ball here. Hall sends it in. Chow heads it across. Lucas Perry comes and claims, has dropped it. Fabian Cher puts it in, but the whistle goes from Michael Salisbury. Cher turns and stares at the referee and asks what he did wrong. They challenged for the ball. Lucas Perry took it. Then it was out of his grasp and Cher put it in. VAR is checking for a foul. Is there a foul there?
Pulled it out of his arms, didn't he? Watch his left hand. Knocked it out of his hand with his arm.
So Cher handballed it then,
yeah.
Effectively, right. No goal is the decision. Foul by Fabian Cher.
Knocked it out with his hand.
Well, he's saying that he didn't touch it with his hand, but it's not a goal. Cher's still at it in the direction of the referee. Leeds told to restart the match. From the first replay, I couldn't see the handball, but you saw a second angle that confirmed it. Cher away from the Leeds ball up the pitch. Meanwhile, as Tanali makes a challenge in midfield, gets it from Gruyev, Miley to Bruno. He's got a throw on halfway. News that might bring a smile to your face. Burnley 1, Man United 0. Aidan Heaven with an own goal. And as time progresses, maybe you're like me, you wonder just how Newcastle United didn't win at Old Trafford against that Manchester United side.
Well,
think about it a lot. It was a bad result. It's 0-0 here. It hasn't been the greatest start, really. Ball in the net, but disallowed for a foul. Leeds have been the better team. Aronson, who's been bright, is into the box. Sends across to the far post. It beats everybody that he was trying to get on the end of it. Goal
tell
kick.
you what, Chow hasn't started well. Gives it away again. Trying to play out from the back.
Quarter of an hour gone. Sunderland 1-0 down at Brentford at half-time. The second half, DAB and Freeview Channel 711 from BBC Radio Newcastle. If you want the Sunderland commentary, that's where you'll find it tonight. Header from Leeds, gone out to the far touchline. Gordon lets it run for a throw. Middle of the visitors' half. Newcastle shooting towards the Gallagher end. It's back with Lewis Hall, and now Tenali ahead of halfway. Cher. Hall makes a run in behind. That's a good run. Look where Voltemada is. He's like a deep-lying central midfielder. Joelinton occupies the centre-forward spot there. as Voltemada comes to get a touch and then play a pass out to the right. Bruno's got it now. Back to Chow. Joelinton threatening to make a run in behind. Voltemada's deeper. Bruno square to Hall on halfway. On to Gordon. Cuts inside away from Justin. Then comes further into the middle. Lays it off to Chow. And then goes forwards as Chow plays it to Miley. Inside to Bruno. A little bit of room in midfield for the captain. Back to Cher, left side of the centre circle. Now in behind for Gordon, trying to bring it down edge of the area. Biol clears. Justin, that's a great first touch up the line, but straight to Lewis Hall. So Newcastle have it again, trying to have a spell where they control the ball after the early positivity from Leeds with the way they started. Still goalless though. Tonali to Joelinton, on to Hall, back to Tonali. Good move up the left side. Looking for Voltemada, edge of the area, read by Gruyev and put out a play by Gruyev on the far side.
Bit better.
Just moving it well, aren't they? Inside from Cher to Chow, centre circle, short ball to Bruno. Turns away from Gruyev, clips it in behind for Miley up there, near the corner of the penalty box. Has to come back with it though. Holding off Goodmanson, plays it to Tonali, rolls in Barnes, space for Barnes into the area. Barnes on the outside, hangs up a cross. Oh, it got away from everybody. Gordon keeps it on the move though, in the corner on the left for Newcastle. Shifts it back to Bruno, looking for somebody edge of the area. I think he mishit it actually, and it's cleared by Leeds. Cher on halfway to Pope, brought under control and back to Cher on the far left side. Lewis Hall takes time to have a look and decides to give it back to Fabian Cher. And there's one of his diagonal balls. Just too high though for Lewis Miley, who climbed but couldn't climb high enough. Throw for Leeds on the near side in their half. 0-0.
Yeah, a bit better the last few minutes, isn't it? Starting to see a bit more of the ball, starting to keep it a bit better.
Gabriel Goodmanson, Swedish international, up the line towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Hasn't scored in his last 2 games before today, but he got 6 games, 7 goals. He's just got a free kick, scoring in all of those 6 matches, obviously, in that brilliant run, that consecutive run. I think staying fit is the key for him, isn't it, Calvert-Lewin? I'm not sure many would have taken him on a free at Newcastle, but he's delivered for Leeds over the last month or so. And wins a free kick there. About 5 yards into Newcastle's half of the pitch, left side. Driven there by Anton Stack. Blocked by Newcastle, back into the middle from Stack. Header from Cher and Hall. This is a run from Anthony Gordon. He loves this sort of ball. Gordon brings it down just outside the area. Goes on the outside of his man. And what's the decision? It's corner. Gordon loves to chase balls like that. It's a brilliant pass over the top. He was outnumbered, but he showed great desire to get there. And Leeds not entirely convincing with the defending. Gordon ran more than half the length of the pitch, took it into the box and won a corner.
Yeah, they just committed so many people forward, Leeds. Left themselves open at the back. Good header, wasn't it?
Stack was on the floor and headed it behind.
Good header.
As long as you don't use your arm or your hand, then you're all right. Problem here. 2 players for Newcastle tying their bootlaces. Cher and Bruno. Now they're up. I wonder if this is part of the dark arts, part of a plan. They've gone round the back. Nobody. Well, Gordon now goes front post. There's 5 back post. Here's the delivery. Headed away by Leeds. It was taken by Barnes, which is quite a rare thing. Possibility of a counter-attack.
Stack with the ball. Joelinton header forwards. Barnes, who's on the left now, getting away from Calvert-Lewin, who's all over him. Referee trying to let it run, and he's brought it back after Barnes got away. Yellow card for Calvert-Lewin though. If he'd let it go a split second longer, Barnes might have been away and in the clear, but he felt that he had to bring it back. Calvert-Lewin was all over him.
There's plenty of blue shorts back as well. Didn't need to do it.
Played by Hall, who gets it back. Now approaching the final third. No goals at St James's Park, but a bit better from Newcastle in the last few minutes. What a flick from Voltemada. Oh, Bruno looked for Tonali, but he just didn't get enough behind his pass. Edge of the area. Gordon wins it back onto Voltemada, drags it back, and then it's taken off him. Leeds play it forwards. Stack onto Aronson. Share lifts it up. It's there to be won in the Leeds half. Some appeals for handball from Newcastle, nothing given. Strauch out to the near side to Goodmanson, up the line to Aronson. Won back by Miley, and Bruno takes it on halfway. BBC Radio Newcastle and the Newcastle United website and app. Harvey Barnes away from Goodmanson, back to Miley, and to Chow. Stands behind halfway, moves it inside to Share. Ball for Gordon, who's back on the left with Barnes on the near side again, following the corner. That's the way they've started. Barnes for Murphy and Voltemada for Wissa, the two changes tonight. Hall brings it in off the left wing, looks for Voltemada. It rebounded off his shin, and Leeds have possession far side. Calvert-Lewin caught late by Share. Play on. Referee might bring it back and produce a card. Leeds on the left wing with Aronson trying to come inside away from Miley. Laid off to Strauch, 30 yards from the Newcastle goal. Ampadu. Aronson turns. It's been busy, buzzed around, often on the left, sometimes coming into the centre. Caused some problems, as have Leeds. We're past the midway point in the first half, and they've certainly been the dominant side, but Newcastle with a better spell prior to this Leeds period of possession that they're enjoying now. Goodmanson up the line, Miley chasing, Calvert-Lewin's coming the other side. Miley's had to scoop it forward. Joelinton gets in a good position and turns well away from Strauch. Played it to Bruno. Under pressure, Bruno loses out edge of the area. Ilya Gruyev squares it, Stack straight at post.
Can't lose it in that area.
Joelinton did pretty well, but the pass probably didn't do Bruno too many favours, but he still was able to have a touch, and fortunate that Stack didn't really get hold of the shot. Hall onto Gordon, he's got space here, running it, James Justin. Gordon goes on the outside, cuts back. What will he do now, Anthony Gordon? There's two defenders there, it's Hall. Barnes is an option. Tonali here just outside the area. Deflected shot from Tonali. Corner.
Oh, took a big deflection, didn't it? Keeper wasn't sure of his bearings.
Newcastle United 0, Leeds United 0. And after Barnes took the first corner, it's now Bruno who will take this one. Hit the bar from a corner. The corner kick led to Chow's goal against Crystal Palace. This one comes in near post. Miley flicks it over. Not quite what he could do against Fulham to win the League Cup quarter-final, but similar move, similar delivery.
Dropped a little bit short, wasn't it? He was beyond the near post. It was a difficult one.
Describe the opening 25 minutes for us, John Anderson, the way the game's gone.
It's been decent, actually, from both sides. It's been a decent game, good pace to it.
Calvert-Lewin for Leeds, plays it against the heel of Lewis Hall, edge of the area. He's got it back. Leeds look like a confident team, but then 7 unbeaten, pulling clear of any immediate threat of relegation. Having had some struggles, you can understand why. Newcastle have not got the best recent record against Leeds, only one win in 7 against them, home and away. That was the crucial victory, the John J. Shelby free kick 4 years ago in the early days of Eddie Howe's reign. They've got a throw on the far side, on the right wing, 15 yards out, Leeds. In it comes to the Newcastle penalty box. Header from Joelinton, caught by Pope.
Corner kick.
But it had gone out before Pope caught it. So Leeds have a corner on the far right-hand side. The first half against Crystal Palace wasn't the most exciting. Joelinton thought he was fouled there with a push in the back, but nothing was given. Stroud was the Leeds player. And this is probably, from the Newcastle perspective, not being the easiest to watch either. Here's the corner, and there's a header wide. Centre of the box again. Stroud had one over the top earlier, and he's just had another effort there.
Yeah, he was under pressure, wasn't
Wide
it?
of goal.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy one, was it? Attacks it well, mind, doesn't he?
He's the player at the left in the back three. Rodon at the right, just back from injury tonight, and Biol in the middle. Jason Tindall waving Newcastle up the pitch. They're pretty deep there. Pope looks for Joelinton. Great first touch, bringing it down, but Leeds get players around him and win it back. Aronson, Tanali putting pressure on. Stroud has to go to the goalkeeper. Lucas Perry, left-footed ball. And it's into the United half. Chow challenges for it with Calvert-Lewin. Stack towards Rodon. Inside to Aronson. And Ampadu, loads of time, no pressure on the ball, plays it inside, square pass. Stroud back to Biol. Voltemada chasing, passes between defenders. Rodon looking for another player in blue, it's Justin. They go back with it. That's a nice turn, edge of the area. Calvert-Lewin tries to get a shot off, it's blocked. And then over the top from Stack on the follow-up, edge of the area. Another warning sign, but still 0-0.
Yeah, they've been decent, Leeds.
Aronson playing a major role in tonight's match from the visitors' perspective. Pope's long ball to halfway towards Joelinton is won back by Leeds, and they give it to their goalkeeper. Eddie Howe's got a notepad out. I suspect there might be quite a lot on it for half-time. 15 minutes to go, though. Lots can happen between now and then. Goals do come against the run of play. Fabian Schär in the centre circle, looking for Gordon, takes it well, finds Joelinton, moves it on to Barnes. They found him in space a few times tonight. Here he comes, drifting in off the right wing. Barnes, edge of the area, laid off to Tanali. They go wide left to Hall. Barnes is the support, gets it. Harvey Barnes just inside the box on the outside. Here's Barnes, spilled by Lucas Perry, and Voltemada couldn't get there. They've given a free kick. The referee has given a free kick to Leeds. Voltemada
Wasn't great goalkeeping, was it?
Caught Rodon, who's just back from injury, as he tried to put the rebound away, Ando.
Yeah, just gets caught, doesn't he? Barnes does well, turns inside, hits it left foot. As I say, not great goalkeeping. Just stands on his foot.
It's always a free kick now, isn't it?
Well, some are, some aren't. Depends on who the referee is, doesn't it?
Harvey Barnes, we talked about this before the match. He is a threat, a goal threat from open play. He creates chances for himself, which he did there. Played on the right, went over to the left, cut inside, and Chow has lost it again. Leeds play it to Aronson, edge of the area. Aronson scores! Well, it's been coming. Leeds rewarded for their bright start. Malik Chow's had a tough evening so far, and he lost the ball there just outside the box, and it ran on to Aronson, who buried it into the bottom corner. Newcastle United 0, Leeds United 1.
It's good finish, good hit. Chow, he hasn't had the best of evenings, and it just gets away from him. I mean, his touch, tries to play it and just slips. Sticks it in the corner. I'm not too sure what he did, to be quite honest.
He pushed it in front of himself.
And then just seemed to fall, didn't he?
Yeah, slipped, fell backwards, missed his kick, and on to Aronson. And a player who's enjoyed his night, and someone who's had a bit of a nightmare involved there. Aronson for Leeds, scored in the Man United draw at the weekend, scores again tonight. And Newcastle had scored first in their last 13 home matches, and remember, they're 11 unbeaten here in a row. They've got to come from behind tonight, and what have they not done this season in the league to gain any points? They have not come from behind in the Premier League. No points gained from a losing position in the league. That has to change tonight. The Leeds goal came in the 32nd minute. Header away from the visitors' edge of the area. Tonali and Joelinton can't keep it in midfield. Eddie Howe scratching his head, and 50,000 others probably doing the same. Goodmanson into the area for Leeds. Joelinton with a challenge. Goodmanson runs it behind. The physical strength of Joelinton, with a bit of help from Chow, was enough to knock Goodmanson off the ball.
Just ran out of space, didn't he?
And a goal kick, fortunately. This is a night where they may well have to use the bench. .34 on the clock. Miley to Chow, and now it's with Tonali. Short ball to Chow, square to Cher. Ball is just up the line, but it's instead inside to Bruno. All the noises from the Leeds fans. Bruno to Tonali, inside to Chow, and now Cher looks for Joelinton, edge of the area. Joelinton, possibilities here, but tried to turn again, and Leeds made a challenge. Stack here with Hall. Newcastle say handball, referee lets it go. United have it with Cher under pressure. Finds Hall, back to Chow, furthest outfield player back, just ahead of halfway. Miley out to Barnes, 30 yards from goal. He has to come inside. It's for Tonali, the pass. Chip forwards to Miley. That's a good ball from Tonali. Through a gap, gets it back from Miley. Inside to Bruno. Back into space behind Tonali, and Chow on halfway. Across the halfway line to Cher. Right to left. 1-0 down. Leeds letting Newcastle have it at the moment. They're trying to move them around. Tonali to Miley, back again, and Chow. The space for Hall on the far
Great
side.
ball.
Puts his arm up. Chow, diagonal ball, finds the feet of Hall. Has to take a few touches to bring it under control, and gives it back to Cher. Chow is the free man, and he gets it again. And it's Barnes. Inside to Bruno. Continues his run. Barnes gets it again. Gordon's come out to the near side to help. And now Miley found by Bruno. First time cross. Leeds header from Strauch. Bruno heads it forwards. Gordon in the area. Beats Ampadu to the ball. Voltemar and layoff. Barnes! And pretty quick response from Newcastle United. Harvey Barnes has scored. They really needed that. Leeds have been on top and held the lead, but only for 4 minutes. Good move up the right, finished off by Harvey Barnes.
and Newcastle United are level at St James's Park. Barnes, with his 8th goal of the season, brought back into the team tonight. And he has delivered for Eddie Howe. Again, a much-needed equaliser. Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 1.
That's our first shot, isn't it? First shot. Good finish though, wasn't it?
It's a goal that's come at a good time.
We said beforehand, he's got a threat of a goal in him. He's got a goal in him. And it's a good finish.
Leeds with a cross from the far side. The assistant flag has gone up.
Yeah, ball had gone out.
So it's a goal kick rather than Nick Pope being able to play from his hands, which he tried to do. So they've got to take it back. Harvey Barnes equalises for Newcastle as Igor Thiago makes it Brentford 2, Sunderland 0. Sunderland commentary tonight, Freeview Channel 711 and DAB. And Fulham are 1-0 up against 10-man Chelsea. I think it was Raul Jimenez who scored Fulham's goal. Right, they're level, John Anderson. It's 1-1, having been second best. And
yeah,
Leeds doing well. Hang on, I'll ask you that question in a moment because things might change. Share into the corner on the left. Joe Linton beats his man. Ooh, should that be a free kick? Nothing given. Gordon's got it in the area. Blocked shot. Don't think the referee played advantage. I think he just let it go.
Don't think he gave a free kick, did he?
Joe Linton wanted a free kick. The suggestion was he was pulled down. Tenali trip wide on the left, 30 yards out. Free kick for Newcastle this time. I was going to ask you, what do they have to do better?
They have to do everything better. They have to keep it. They have to pass it better. Yet again, we haven't been at it first half. The score were a first shot on target.
They could turn it around here. Deserved lead for Leeds, cancelled out by Harvey Barnes. More action elsewhere that we'll tell you about in a second, because there could be more action here at St James's. The free kick from Gordon. Miley hits the bar. Lewis Miley managed to get, I think, a toe to the ball, and it came down.
Did he get anything on it?
Possibly off the angle. Barnes back into the box. Voltemada trying to get near the ball, but the flag's up anyway. Offside is the call. Referee just lets it go because Leeds have it. Here's Aronson, tackled by Tenali, and then Miley. It's out for a Leeds throw in Newcastle's half. Well, there was some.
I don't know
there.
if he got anything on this, you know.
Miley in the middle. Maybe he didn't touch it. Maybe it was Gordon. No, he didn't touch it. Anyway, Joe Linton's won it back. Joe Linton. Oh, the pass is blocked. He had 3 options and he hit a Leeds defender. Edge of the area. Voltemada, Gordon to the left, Bruno to the right. Anyone could have been played in, but he hit a player in blue with the pass.
Did all the hard work, didn't he?
Here's Cher, long ball. Hall takes it down. They've got numbers here. Hall finds Gordon in the area. Barnes at the back post just ahead of the ball, can't get a touch.
Yeah, Leeds are rattled. They've been rattled by that equaliser. Lost their composure.
The frame of their goal was rattled by the Gordon free kick, and having seen it again, it looks like it was Gordon's free kick. No touch from anybody. And Newcastle there, particularly with the Joe Linton break, that was a big moment. An attacking moment to go.
Yeah, he did great to pinch it off Ampadu, did the hard stuff. Had 3 black and white shirts around him, couldn't find any of them.
Chow to Cher, on to Hall. We'll catch up on matters in other games shortly, because Newcastle are on another attack. 1-1, Barnes brought under control well, looked for Bruno, sold him a bit short. Bruno trying to win it back from Aronson, who's found Stroud straight to Chow, but his pass is intercepted by Gruyev, who read the situation and was quick and got to the ball first. On by Stack, Calvert-Lewin to Gruyev, away from Chow. Tenali running back and doing what he does so well to chase back
an intercept.
Yeah, he couldn't go. He had to come back, didn't he? He was in an offside position.
Strout dealing.
Gave Tonali the opportunity because he was already in full flow.
Strout dealing with a long ball by playing it back to the keeper, and Gordon was a whisker away from nicking it from Biol on the edge of the box from the keeper's pass out from the middle of his penalty area. Much better from Newcastle in the last few minutes since the Barnes equaliser. 1-1 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Sunderland were unsuccessful from the penalty spot just before Brentford's second goal, and it was, I imagine it was Enzo Lefebvre. I don't know if it was saved or if it
saved.
Missed.
You want to see it?
Okay. You got a secret line to the G.
Oh, I've seen it.
You got people, you got spies everywhere sending you things. Okay, Brentford 2, Sunderland 0. 1-1 here, and
did well to reach the goal.
Oh, right. Hall to Chow. Oh, back to Pope. Not the best ball from Chow. He's had a nightmare first half. He really has. You feel for him. He's in the conversation for Newcastle's player of the season, but not player of the match. Matthias Mane, the young Wolves player who scored at the weekend, has levelled it up at Everton 1-1. Brighton have equalised at Manchester City 1-1. Mitoma with the goal.
We don't want half time to come.
43rd minute. Gordon spins away from Ampadu, but not from Gruyev. Good tackle, clean tackle for Leeds. They've got it back right side in their own half. Stack surrounded by black and white shirts, up to Justin. That's gone out, say Newcastle, but not the assistant on the far side, Konstantin Hatzidakis. Share with interception. The officials getting some stick tonight. 1-1. They've had one disallowed for a foul. They've hit the bar since equalising from a deep Gordon free kick. And Leeds, who made a great start, are under pressure from Newcastle here, who are enjoying themselves for the first time tonight. The referee's got a problem with his headset, I think, or part of his technology and communications with VAR, and he's just stopped the match with Newcastle in possession in the Leeds half, which is why there's booing and whistling and jeering, and Michael Salisbury's had to go to the far side to be wired up and mic'd up again.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not fit to referee because his gear's not working. I mean,
well, he's tried to stop it on halfway in the middle of the park, to be fair to him.
Did he not have just waited till the ball went dead?
Well, something might have happened.
But then VAR still exists, and they can.
But they wouldn't be able to communicate with him,
could they? They can catch up afterwards, couldn't they? Or he could come to the fourth official. Frustrating. Anyway, Newcastle might get the ball back and might score from this. Who knows? 30 seconds of the 45 remaining. 1-1. They'd be very pleased to be back in it through the goal from Barnes. Bruno to share in the Newcastle United half. Numbers board is about to be presented. Hall makes a run infield, turns nicely, goes back on the outside to Gordon. Anthony Gordon running it just in on the outside. Gordon cross to the back post. Bruno just missed it. Barnes keeps it going. 3 minutes added. Tonali to Barnes into the area. Bruno looking to return it to Barnes. He can't control. Leeds through Aronson. He's been the game's outstanding player, but he's lost it there to Joelinton, who showed great desire. Back heel from Joelinton to Voltemada on the right wing. Voltemada carrying it. It's a decent run. Back to Chow, and now Tonali. Bruno wants it delivered. Tonali rolls it to Joelinton. Back for the Italian. Just gets there, and his cross is caught by Lucas Perry. Some decent football.
Good game now. Good game.
Yeho Yarmolyuk has made it Brentford 3, Sunderland 0. But most important matches here. 1-1. Miley's header infield. Hall makes a quick run to get there and nod it on, and the referee says Joelinton made a back for Ampadu on halfway. Blows his whistle to give Leeds a free kick. and Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall both go to the fourth official, Anthony Backhouse. A lot of fans heading inside for half-time now. Gruyev, edge of the area, headed inside, looking for Calvert-Lewin. Leeds say handball, he's given it. Leeds have been awarded a penalty. Calvert-Lewin was nearest to the ball. Malik Chow, again it seems. Newcastle say that is harsh. We'll have to check again. Header on there by Biol, and Chow was leaning into it, and it seems to have hit his arm, but maybe he's saying it was high up, it was shoulder. VAR will check the decision, but Leeds have been given a penalty. They started brightly, they took a deserved lead. Newcastle equalised and have been on top since, but Leeds have been given a penalty and a chance to go back in front before half-time. Do you think that decision will stand? Paul Howard is the VAR, Michael Salisbury's the referee. They are still checking. It doesn't help when they show the decision again on the big screen, because one team will contest it. A yellow card's been shown. I've no idea who for, but I think a player in black and white. Bruno is with the referee. We'll try and confirm who got booked when we can, maybe with some help from the studio. Referee still waiting. Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 1, but a penalty for the away side. Nick Pope stands in the middle of the box, probably going through his preparation for this. Penalty is the decision. They've confirmed it. Well, apart from the spell, the goal, and then 5-10 minutes afterwards, it's not been a good night, and it's not been a great performance. Leeds deserve credit for the way they've played. An informed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has 6 goals in the Premier League against Newcastle, a good goal scoring record against them, now prepares to take the penalty. They've just shown a replay of the incident on the big screen, which has got fans out of their seats and has made them angry. Nick Pope waits for Calvert-Lewin, who scores, sends him the wrong way, confidently rolled into the back of the net by Calvert-Lewin, and probably on the balance of play in the first half, they deserve to be in front as we head towards half-time. In the 50th minute, Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 2.
I'd like to see it again. I've only seen it the once, but it's Malik Chow yet again, isn't it? Good penalty, mate. Puts it away well.
Newcastle are really angry. Graham Jones has left his position in the media area in front of us. He's gone pitch side. He's now at the fourth official. Bruno went back to the referee. It feels like every decision either way has massive ramifications, is analysed, and we do that, of course, extensively, and ends up being controversial. And they've got to come from behind again, and a reminder, they've not come from behind in the Premier League to take anything from a match, not even a point, since Alexander Isak's penalty at Brighton in May. On by Newcastle through the middle. Goodmanson covering, stop Barnes getting there. Joelinton into the box. He's gone down. Oh, they've given it the other way, and he's going to get booked for diving. This referee is not endearing himself to St James's Park and Newcastle United, and they are furious. Joelinton is being restrained by Voltemada and Tonali. VAR will have a look. Hard to see because we are a long way from it, but Michael Salisbury thinks that's a dive, and he has booked Joelinton. What do you think, Ando? You've just seen it again. James Justin with the challenge. There is contact. Is there enough?
I don't think so. Do you?
Is it a dive, though?
There is contact, he's leant into him. I think he's exaggerated the fall, but it's not a dive in the traditional sense.
Yeah, he needs to get away from the situation. We've seen this referee before, haven't we? I've made my opinions clear on this referee.
Feel free to air them again if you want.
And you were only too happy to play them out as well.
It's not a yellow card for diving, feels harsh. It would have been probably a soft penalty. But then look at the one they didn't get against Chelsea that they were so angry about. They contacted the PGMOL, the body responsible for refereeing. They're 2-1 down Newcastle at half-time. And I think people will want a word with the referee, but Anthony Gordon's been sent away by Michael Salisbury. Every time he comes here, he has a nightmare, he has a tough time. Fabian Schär's gone to speak to him now. He's just sending him away, doesn't want to engage, which might be part of the problem. You can't change a decision. Schär hasn't retreated, sent away again. Well, sometimes an angry St James's Park helps the team, and they're going to need that in the second half, because they haven't played well.
No, they haven't played well.
At the bottom of it, 2-1 down, yes, controversy. Malik Chow's been one of their best players this season. I don't know how you describe his first half performance. In fairness to him, don't want to be overly critical, but he's been all over the place really. And the team haven't got going, bar a spell after the equaliser and the 2-1 down.
Yeah, look, it's been a good game. I thought Leeds started the game really, really well. Probably deserved to go in front, but the reaction was good. Inside 4 minutes you get an equaliser, then we were on top, and then the penalty decision, I'd like to see it again. I've only seen it the once, but it went to VAR didn't overrule it.
I don't think, it's not as if his arm's outstretched and away from the natural silhouette of the body, but he's falling and leaning, and his arm is, I don't think his elbow is, he's bent his arm at his elbow, leaning into it. I couldn't work out which part of his arm the ball, it's not his hand. I just don't know if the Newcastle position or the protests were about the fact it maybe hit the shoulder, or just that his arm was against his body. I don't know.
His arm wasn't against his body.
Yeah,
his arm was around Calvert-Lewin. But look, whatever, they've got work to do in the second half. They've had moments in the game, but there hasn't been enough of them. There hasn't been enough moments in that first 45 minutes. There has been spells, but it hasn't been a game that we've totally dominated. So it's one of those, isn't it? You know, full credit to Leeds. They've come and they've had a go, and they've got people forward when they could. So work to do in the second half.
Send us your view on the first half at BBC Newcastle on X, or you can WhatsApp us, put BBC at the start, and it's 08000 321 333. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your message with the letters BBC. Looking for a third win in a row, but it really hasn't been, for all sorts of reasons, a good first half. They've got to come from behind. They've got to do something they haven't done all season if they are to avoid a defeat and have their winning run interrupted and have another setback in a season of inconsistency. Half-time at St James's Park on BBC Radio Newcastle. Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 2.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
I got a burger in a pub the other day, and it came with one of those little sticks through it with a twist on the end of it, and it is a sure sign that is going to be an overpriced burger. This morning my question is, how do you know something's going to be overpriced? Colette?
You know when you go into a shop and you're trying to find the label to say the price, and there isn't one.
There's no price. Yeah. Tom?
When you go to a hotel and they've got more than one bottle of shampoo and conditioner.
When you go to like a budget hotel where it's like
one bottle that does everything.
Yeah.
It's like shampoo, conditioner, body wash, shaving cream, toothpaste.
Yeah.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Newcastle.
And this is Simon Pride at St James's Park. Newcastle trailing by 2-1 against Leeds United at half-time. The least popular person in this stadium, the referee Michael Salisbury, after giving Leeds United a penalty and then denying Newcastle one at the other end when Joe Linton went down. And to rub salt into the wound, he booked the Brazilian. Everyone's going to be talking about the referee at half-time. Does that cloud over a poor performance from Newcastle? I mean, after they'd equalised, they looked like they were right back in the game. Well, they were right back in the game, and they could have gone on and got a second.
You can have a go at the referee, but we didn't play well early on. Leeds deserved to be ahead. We reacted well, got back into the game, and for 10 minutes we were the better side. We carried a threat. Gordon hits the post from a free kick, but it's been all spasmodic, hasn't it? It hasn't been a consistent performance. We've talked about how inconsistently we've been, consistently inconsistent. So that's the way it's been in that opening 45 minutes. But look, Leeds have been good. Yes. You've got to give Leeds a lot of credit.
Yeah, they've been impressive. They have been impressive. On those two decisions, then, I've had people tapping me on the shoulder saying, "Look, you've got to monitor. What do you think?" Like you, only saw the handball a couple of times from a pretty difficult angle, but obviously VAR have seen it from several angles, have decided it wasn't a clear and obvious error, as indeed they would have looked at the Joe incident at the other end. My first thought was he went down easily, but not necessarily a dive. I don't know.
I didn't think it was a dive. He went down very, very easy.
Just don't give the penalty and carry on. But it was brave of him in front of the Gallagate to do that, having just given Leeds a penalty.
Yeah, well, that's what we get for playing out my comments on Michael Salisbury.
Maybe he was listening. Yeah. Maybe he was listening.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Second half, what did Newcastle need to do?
Need to be better.
Yeah.
Need to be better. We need to do something that we haven't done in the past, and that's come from behind to get something out of the game. But look, it's been a good game, but it's not over yet, not over by a long way.
Ando, thank you. Go and get some half-time refreshment. Ando will be back with Razor for the second half. Newcastle with work to do. The half-time entertainment is on, so there's a fella trying to score from halfway. He's just put one. He's hit the post. He's hit the post. As a fella scored at the weekend and got performance of the weekend on BBC Radio Newcastle. But this chap, he's missed 3 out of 3, but he's going to be given one more opportunity anyway. We will, of course, be back with the second half, and I'll tell you everything else that's been happening elsewhere in the Premier League in just a moment. But before that, we have heard some news this evening about Kevin Keegan, the former Newcastle United player and manager. His family have released a statement saying that he has been admitted to hospital for further evaluation of ongoing abdominal symptoms. These investigations have revealed a diagnosis of cancer, says the statement, for which Kevin will now undergo treatment. Kevin is grateful to the medical team for their intervention and ongoing care. The statement ends: "During this difficult time, the family are requesting privacy, and we will be making no further comment." And before kick-off, this was mentioned over the public address system, and there was a huge round of applause, as you would expect, as everybody got behind somebody who is so hugely popular here at St James's Park. And we've been getting some reaction from some of the supporters who are here this evening.
Quite sad, isn't it, really? Not very good, but hopefully a battle through, eh? One of the biggest from the club, isn't it? It's devastating, really. I just hope he's alright. He was the Messiah, wasn't he? No, I hope he's recovers well.
He's done so much for her. Great guy to the club, great guy in general.
He's a legend, always be a legend, all around good guy.
I'm very, very sad. Obviously the club's behind him, the family's behind him, but I just wish him a speedy recovery. He governed the entertainers, he was the gaffer, the original gaffer, so he'll always be loved by the Geordies.
It really is a shock.
Oh, it was great for this club.
The boss of Newcastle, he'll never be forgotten from Newcastle-wise. Everybody's a player and a manager.
That's disappointing news, but hopefully he'll recover, best of luck to him. He's an absolute legend. Fan base love him. He's my favourite player and manager of all time. So hopefully he'll get better soon.
He's a legend, proper legend. He did well for the club and just a brilliant person, really great man.
Fans talking about Kevin Keegan, who's been diagnosed with cancer. He's now undergoing treatment. Let me tell you about everything that's happening elsewhere. Our other featured match tonight on BBC Radio Newcastle over on Freeview and DAB is Brentford against Sunderland at the G-Tech. It was a 7:30 kickoff, so they're into the closing stages of that match now. This is what's happened so far.
Thiago, the assistant, was back behind play. He goes round the goalkeeper. He slides it into the bottom corner. This will go to VAR. The flag has stayed down. Thiago has scored. It's offside. But VAR will have to watch. They will look at this.
Lionel, you've got it wrong.
Well,
I've seen it wrong.
VAR will call it if it is. It looks from the replay we've seen that Hume played him onside, and they kick off, and Brentford lead by a goal to nil. Enzo Lefebvre now comes forwards for Sunderland, and with his right into the hands of the goalkeeper. He chipped it into Kelleher's hands. Alderete passing it on to Hertrauder. And he's given the ball away here. He's slipped it into the path of Damsgaard. He's found Thiago into the penalty area, and he's played it to Sade. Sade off the bar. Now he should have scored. Jensen on the right-hand side puts the ball back across. Sade heads it down, and Thiago does score. Thiago nods it home, and Brentford are 2-0 up in the 65th minute. Sunderland have everybody back defending in the penalty area. And it's whipped in here, and it's headed goalwards. It's come down now for a third. It's smashed home by Yarmouk, and in the 73rd minute, Brentford lead 3-0.
That's how it remains going into stoppage time at the G-Tech. So not a good night for Sunderland. They are going to be beaten this evening by Brentford, who are level on points with them going into that match this evening. Elsewhere in the 7:30 kickoffs, Bournemouth 2, Spurs 2. Spurs went ahead through Tell. Bournemouth scored twice through Evan Nielsen and Krupi, but João Paulinho has scored for Spurs, so that one's 2-2 going into the closing stages. Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, the only game goalless so far tonight. It's Everton 1, Wolves 1. Michael Keane on 17 minutes. Mane for Wolves equalising, and Everton are now down not to 10 men but to 9 men. Both Michael Keane, having scored, and Jack Grealish have been sent off. They're in injury time there. Everton down to 9 men, but still 1-1. Fulham lead Chelsea by 2-1. A red card in that game as well. Marc Cucurella being sent off as early as the 22nd minute. Raul Jimenez scored for Fulham in the second half. Liam Delap equalised, but Harry Wilson, on prolific form at the moment, scored on 81 minutes. So Fulham lead Chelsea by 2-1 in the West London derby. Manchester City 1, Brighton 1, the latest at the Etihad. Erling Haaland from the penalty spot on 41 minutes, but Matoma equalising for Brighton. And in the other game, which kicked off at 8:15, it is half-time at Turf Moor. And the score at half-time is 1-0 to Burnley against Manchester United. Aidan Heaven with her own goal separating the sides there. So that's you up to date with everything else going on in the Premier League this evening, and we'll continue to keep you up to date. Elsewhere in football, well, speaking of Manchester United, Michael Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have emerged as the front runners to become their caretaker manager until the end of the season. Darren Fletcher in charge tonight, of course, and Gary O'Neill has been appointed the Strasbourg manager following Liam Rosenior's departure for Chelsea. Some cricket for you as well, just before we go back for the second half. England's cricketers showed a bit of fight on day 4 of the 5th test against Australia in Sydney after dismissing the home side for 567 in their second innings. Jacob Bethel, very much the man of the moment, unbeaten on 142 as England reached 302 for 8 in their second innings at the close of play. So they now lead by 119 runs with just 2 wickets remaining. Still got it all to do. Henry Moran was watching at the Sydney cricket ground.
There's been little for England to celebrate during this Ashes series, but in Jacob Bethel's first-class 100, they do at least have an answer to their problems batting number 3. 142 from 232 balls, unbeaten at the close of play. Bethel's was an innings that showed patience, determination, and so many of the virtues that have eluded other batters in the England lineup so far in this tour. Yes, the lead is only 119, but should England be able to push it towards 200, there is still the opportunity they can make this game a fascinating conclusion. This has not been a good tour for England, but they do have a chance to finish on a high, thanks to Bethel's heroics.
They will resume shortly. You never know, maybe England can get something from that match, but it seems unlikely. The Newcastle players are back out on the pitch. The Leeds players will join them shortly. The second half, with Newcastle trailing by 2-1 against Leeds United, is coming up in just a tick.
Half-time highlights.
Total Sport Northeast.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Oh, Chow. Lost it again. Leeds play it to Aronson, edge of the area. Aronson scores! Well, it's been coming. Leeds rewarded for their bright start. Malik Chow's had a tough evening so far, and he lost the ball there just outside the box, and it ran on to Aronson, who buried it into the bottom corner. Newcastle United 0, Leeds United 1. Bruno heads it forwards. Gordon in the area, beats Ampadu to the ball. Baltimore to layoff. Boom! And pretty quick response from Newcastle United. Harvey Barnes has scored. They really needed that. Leeds have been on top and held the lead, but only for 4 minutes. Good move up the right, finished off by Harvey Barnes. And Newcastle United are level at St James's Park. Leeds deserve credit for the way they've played. An informed Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Nick Pope waits for Calvert-Lewin, who scores. Sends him the wrong way. Confidently rolled into the back of the net by Calvert-Lewin, and probably on the balance of play in the first half, they deserve to be in front as we head towards half-time. In the 50th minute, Newcastle United 1, Leeds United 2.
Total Sport Northeast.
Matthew Raisbeck and black and white legend John Anderson.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
2 changes at half-time. Malik Chow's gone off. Sven Botman has come on for Newcastle United. And the other change sees Lewis Miley move into midfield. Tino Livramento is on. He has replaced Sandro Tonali. They are shooting up towards the Leeds' end to the left in the second half. Leeds get the match started 2-1 up. They've got to come from behind, but they've got to be better as well, John Anderson, in order to do that, because it wasn't a good first half. Never mind the scoreline.
No. It wasn't a great performance. It was good reaction after we went behind to get back into it. And then we had a good 10-minute spell. But Leeds have come and they've been decent, to be fair to them. They've had a go.
Good to see Botman back from injury, and Miley so impressive at right back now in his midfield position, his natural position. Pope, Livramento, Cher, Botman, Hall, Miley, Bruno, Joelinton, Barnes, Gordon, Baltimore. Here's Bruno up to Baltimore, out to Livramento. It's got away from him, middle of the Leeds half, out on the touchline, inside to Miley. They want to make a strong start to the second half. Bruno with a ball to Barnes, who climbs to head it back in field. Leeds win it back. Barnes did well actually to stop it going out, but Newcastle lost possession. However, they got the ball again just behind halfway. Barnes looking for Gordon, intercepted by Justin, but it runs out on the near side. Newcastle throw taken by Hall to Botman. We expected Botman probably to come back in the cup tie on Saturday, but he's on for the second half here. Diagonal ball from Cher, just a bit too close to the goalkeeper, didn't give Gordon the opportunity to run onto it. That was the plan. Sunderland have been beaten 3-0 at Brentford. That is now a result. Brentford are 5th in the Premier League. Flick on from Leeds. They have Lucas Perry in goal, Joe Rodon, Jacobiol, Pascal Struijk at the back, James Justin, Anton Stack, Ethan Ampadu, Ilya Gruyev and Gabriel Goodmanson, with Brendan Aronson operating just off Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Those two are the goal scorers. Aronson had a great first half. Top performance from him. Here's Gordon running at Justin rather. Hall to Bruno. And now with Botman in front of halfway, out to Hall. He comes inside and Cher just behind halfway, ball at his feet, wide to Barnes. Livramento goes on up the line. Barnes has to come inside. Leeds stopping Newcastle, making progress forwards. This is decent possession though. Joelinton, good ball, space for Lewis Hall, sends in a cross. It's not the worst ball, it's into a good area in the box, but Voltemada couldn't get near to it.
Too late getting there though. He's too late getting in there.
Joelinton rolled it to Hall through a gap, there was space, and it's gone probably about 10 yards from the goal, and Voltemada's behind the penalty spot. He is on his way, but he's not there early enough for you, Ando.
No, he needs to be in a more advanced position so he can. Hall's looking up, he's waiting for somebody to make that run. Nobody makes the run.
Went out for a Leeds throw, Newcastle get it back, and then Hall is fouled just behind the halfway line. Quick free kick taken, Bruno to the feet of Gordon. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Hall up the line, Gordon rolls him in, and he's won a corner. It has been a good start to the second half in the way that they've played, and you can see that there's an intent and a determination to get level, to turn it around, to do better. That's clear from the way they've started. Eddie Howe still doesn't look happy in the technical area. Here's the corner kick from Bruno on the left. He's tried to score again. It's onto the roof of the net. Definitely gone for the... He's gone for goal.
Why? Just stick it in there.
Again, they have the setup with 5 or 6 players back post. And okay, if he's going to score, it worked against Burnley. It's worked once, hit the bar the other day. But at least, I don't know, maybe go long with it rather than for the short side, the near side of goal, because then at least someone could maybe attack it. Joelinton with a header in midfield. It's out off Gordon in the Leeds half. Rodon has the throw. Jacob Murphy, Jacob Ramsey, Johan Wissa are warming up. Botman's header. Justin inside, Cher away. This will get Newcastle up the pitch, out in the middle of the Leeds half, on the right, next to the bench. Joelinton, header, Miley to Gordon, into space. It's going to be won by Goodmanson for Leeds, though he was quickest to react. Calvert-Lewin's caught Botman, went for the header, he's caught him in the face, it's a free kick. Calvert-Lewin's on a yellow card, but there won't be any further punishment, and I don't think it was a deliberate move. It was a collision. Botman's back up.
If anything, Botman's barged him.
Yeah. Newcastle have the ball on the floor in the Leeds half, but Barnes has been tackled by Aronson. Goodmanson away. Cher heads it. Who gets there first? Bruno. On to Joelinton. Now, where do they go? Square to Miley. Leeds get bodies back in blue shirts. Newcastle work it wide to Barnes. And then he goes further wide to Miley. Bruno just outside the area. Central position, looking for Joelinton. Can't control. Joelinton's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Leeds with Stack away through the middle. One to the right, one to the left. They go to the left to Aronson in the penalty area. Aronson saved by the boot of Nick Pope and behind for a corner.
Good save. And many of them does he make with his feet. I mean, they broke well. I mean, look at how many blue shirts is forward. They've got 4 blue shirts and 4 against 4 really. Goes outside, Cher, drills it hard and low. Good stop, Nick Pope.
Leeds slowing the game down at every opportunity. Referee blows his whistle to tell Stack to hurry up and take the corner kick. Newcastle trailing by 2-1 at home against Leeds. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Here's the Leeds corner, flicked across the box by Rodon and kept in on the near side by Gruyev. No, not kept in. After his first touch, he stumbled, and Newcastle have a throw next to the corner flag. Welcome to you if you've been listening on DAB or on Freeview channel 711 to the Sunderland match. Beaten 3-0 by Brentford. Newcastle trailing here. It's not been a great night for either team in the northeast. Black and white or red and white. Newcastle still have time. Livramento, a half-time substitute. Over halfway, Barnes up the line. Played into his path by Livramento. 20 yards out. Support from Miley. Barnes cuts inside. Gives it to Bruno. He plays it out towards the corner. Miley has just kept it in. Great work by the teenager. Back to Bruno, edge of the area. Closed down. Bruno lifts it in. Joelinton! With a header. Has levelled it up. Joelinton then smashes it into the net. He was frustrated before half-time. Buxford diving in the box when he felt he should have had a penalty. Well, that's the right way to respond, both by him and by Newcastle United. They haven't played well, but they are level again in the 55th minute. Newcastle United 2, Leeds United 2.
Miley does brilliant to keep the ball in. He recycles it to Guimarães, lifts a little ball in. It's a great header. It's a fabulous header. Hits the side net. Goalkeepers get nowhere near it. Got game on again. It's been a great game.
They're making them wait. They're doing a VAR check for offside.
There's no way in the world.
It's
not a chance in the world. Dear, oh dear.
What a look. He's level. Bruno, Voltemada, they're all waving at the crowd to get the noise up. The goal's given. He was clearly onside. Now the ball back to the goalkeeper, charged down by Voltemada, and Lucas Perry's clearance deflects off him into midfield, but Leeds have got it back. Aronson, edge of the box, wide to Stack, behind off Hall. Corner kick for the visitors. James Justin's got a problem, the right wing back. He might need treatment before the corner's taken. Bruno, this is the third or fourth time he's tied his bootlaces tonight. He's down again doing it. Justin gets up, he doesn't need any attention medically. Corner for Stack to take. 2-2. And it's game on again. They have to be better. They have been in the start of the second half, this opening period. Here's the Leeds corner. Misses everybody in the middle. Barnes heads clear. Joelinton on the charge. Goodmanson back to the keeper. Joelinton following it in. Lucas Perry sends it back up the pitch. Strouk tries to control. Barnes flicks it out towards the touchline. Aronson into the area. Cher plants a big header on the ball. Strouk on his chest. Forced back by Bruno. Leeds still have possession. It goes out off Harvey Barnes, throw in about 35 yards from Nick Pope's goal. Before the equaliser from Joelinton, the big save from Nick Pope, and often at key times in games, you said it, he does it so regularly, makes big saves with his legs or with his feet.
Yeah, and people forget about that, you know. That is a big save in the context of the game. Yeah,
last week at 2-1 ahead in the second half. Leeds take an eternity over the throw, which comes into the box and is headed away by Miley. Then a Leeds header. They look for Calvert-Lewin again. It goes behind, does it? Onto the roof of the net, and it's a goal kick. It went up, a long way up into the night sky, and dropped onto the roof of Nick Pope's goal. Newcastle goal kick. Fabian Cher has an issue, rubbing his face. He's okay though. And they restart with a short ball to Botman in the area. On at half-time for Chow. Hall at the line to Gordon. Helped on to Voltemada, trying to play it back to Gordon. Goes down, no free kick.
Got to be stronger.
Johan Wissa continues to warm up, leads into the area looking for Calvert-Lewin. Nick Pope picks it up. Crowd are angry with the referee and his assistants tonight. They're angry with VAR. And it all contributes to a big atmosphere. The Leeds fans have been noisy. Bruno then challenged. He gets nothing. And he's losing his temper at the referee. And he'll do well here to avoid a booking. Bruno was tackled, he ended up on the floor. The game stopped.
Every time he gets tackled, he thinks it's a free kick.
The game stopped.
And it's not.
Leeds stopped. They realised he wasn't going to get anything. He then challenged for the ball and it's gone out for a Leeds throw. Michael Salisbury is the referee. And he is getting a lot of criticism from the stands and from those in black and white on the pitch. And the fourth official's getting it in the ear from the Newcastle bench as well. Leeds throw 40 yards out, 2-2 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Into the box, Joe Linton heads clear. Stack back to Goodmanson. Gordon charging at him. He lifts it away. They say handball against Aronson on the far side. Referee's not seen one. And let's play continue. Livramento back to Pope. He swings it away. Voltemada can't get there. Goodmanson's got it on his chest. And up the line he goes. Voltemada makes a tackle. Stops his progress. Newcastle think Voltemada was fouled. They get nothing again. Leeds on halfway. Back to Ampadu. Here's Strauch. Goodmanson can't go forwards. Back to Strauch. Long ball up the pitch. There's a run here from Stack from central midfield. Nick Pope has to leave his area to stick it into the upper section of the east stand. Catch up on the developments at Burnley Man United in a second. As Leeds prepare to take another long throw. 2-2. Joe Linton equalising for United. Early in the second half. They still haven't taken the throw, by the way. Now it comes in. Voltemada's got it from Biol, takes it wide right. Leeds make a challenge and now have the opportunity maybe to put a cross in. A low ball played to Biol. And he looks for Calvert-Lewin in the centre, and Fabian Schär, great defending in the 6-yard box to stop it reaching the Leeds striker, just a couple of yards from goal.
Just as well, he got something on that.
Here's Botman, diagonal ball, straight onto the head of Goodmanson, and up the line to Aronson. It's gone out, it's a Newcastle throw. They were really good up until the goal. And it's been all Leeds again, and it looks a bit, I don't know, disjointed is the right word, but it's not right. Here's Miley playing it against Livramento, and then back to Miley. Barnes wants to be played in. He is
now
played in. Gordon in the middle. Barnes for Gordon.
Oh, what?
It's great defending from Justin, and it's now
brilliant defending. That was a great move. Great ball whipped in.
A Leeds United goal kick.
Justin does great. Has to get something on it, or Gordon's going to put it in the back of the net. Great game. Fabulous game.
BBC Radio Newcastle, 2 apiece. Burnley were 1-0 up at home to Man United, but Benjamin Šeško on 50 minutes and 60 minutes has turned it around for Man United. 2-1 they lead. Sven Botman comes a long way to win a header. Nick Voltemada beaten in the air by Pascal Strauch. Jakob Biol sends it long, looking for Justin, gets above Lewis Hall. Botman's back, plays it to Pope. Schär available to the right. They play it to the feet of Fabian Schär. Now it goes long, but straight back to Leeds. Strauch on, helped forwards by Goodmanson. Livramento's got it. Needs some support. It's come back, and it's Calvert-Lewin. And it's out of play, fortunately. Wissa, Ramsey, and now Willock are warming up. it's a matter of time, I'm sure, before we see Johan Wissa. We're now in the 63rd minute. Voltemada's not had an opportunity, but going back to something we said earlier, the ball was played in by Lewis Hall and he just wasn't there where you'd want him to be. Wissa doesn't have the height, but he does have the movement and the positioning. Newcastle looking for Voltemada in the centre circle. Ampadu's header. Joelinton slips but wins it back. He gets up to his feet to nod it to Lewis Hall. Halfway line, inside to Gordon. Looks like a decent run from Gordon, and now Barnes is in. Barnes squares it. Oh, Lewis Hall just can't get a touch. Now is it going to be a corner? Yes, kick. It is. Hall at the back post. I think the touch off the defender in the middle took it away from Hall.
It's great defending again. It's brilliant defending again. Might have been offside actually.
Newcastle corner from Bruno on the left. 2-2. Leeds bring everybody back to defend. Bruno sticks it in, back post. Lewis Miley's header, Joelinton blocked. Leeds try and get it clear, then it's sent back to goal. Voltemada blocked. Oh dear me, pinball in the box. And out for a throw on the far side. The whistle's gone though from Michael Salisbury.
Dear, oh dear.
Your guess is as good as mine as to what he's given. Leeds have a player down. I think they've
got two players down.
Well, a few blocked shots there. Oh,
hit the post.
They hit the woodwork again, didn't they? Miley with a header, Joelinton blocked. It was smashed against Voltemada. And then was it Cher who hit the woodwork? And then Voltemada had an effort saved. Might have been handball by Voltemada. Cher hit the post in all of that. And Leeds managed to just in desperation and panic stick it out for a throw on the far side. Now the two players who are down have not required treatment on the pitch, so they don't have to go off, and it's 2-2 just as it is now at Turf Moor. Jadon Anthony has equalised for Burnley. 2-2 with Man United. Newcastle throw 15 yards out. It's Miley with it. No, it's Livramento, far side. Bruno with the cross, too high for Voltemada. He's come to Hall, edge of the area, tried to find Gordon, couldn't get it to him. Harvey Barnes coming back, last man, defends brilliantly.
That's
got there
brilliant.
before Aronson and back to Pope. Cher to Botman, Hall's come back, and now they've got their shape again. Joelinton onto Miley, helping it towards Bruno, but Leeds intercept at the back of the centre circle, and Ampadu now carries it forwards, then turns and goes back. It's been another performance that's had...
It's had everything, hasn't it?
The game's had everything. There's been things to be concerned about and unhappy with from Newcastle's point of view, but you've really enjoyed the match so far.
Oh, it's been great. It's been brilliant. Great pace to it, great intent to it.
Leeds stack. Tall midfielder out to Justin and inside, and now Gruyev. Leeds have played well. And it's Goodmanson on the outside of Livramento, hangs up across. Pope's coming, he's missed it. Oh, Justin's hit the bar. Nick Pope was nowhere. And James Justin's header with Pope out of his goal has hit the bar, and it's gone behind for a Leeds corner. After a Newcastle player, after the ball came back down off the woodwork.
Pope was in absolutely no man's land. He's coming, he's getting nowhere near it. Justin comes straight over the top of Hall. It's a great header.
Corner on the left, right-footed in swinger, not a lot of power on the ball. Headed on, Pope gathers this time. No problems there, wants to go quickly. Gordon's making a big run. Pope, a huge throw to try and find him, but it's a difficult bouncing ball, and Gruyev's got it back for Leeds. don't mind that though. It worked famously against Benfica in the Champions League for Barnes. Aaron Ramsdale tried it a few times as well. Gordon always wants the early ball. Joelinton, great feet away from a sliding challenge, and now wins a throw next to halfway. He was great against Crystal Palace, Joelinton. He's been very good again tonight and scored Newcastle's second equaliser. Such a crucial goal. His 5th of the season. Botman towards Bruno, who can't control. Ampadu. Gordon manages to push it away from Justin and back into the Leeds half. Rodon to Biol. Aronson's dropped into space. He's got lots of space in behind for Calvert-Lewin. Schär slides in. It's a bit last ditch. Fabian Schär's done the necessary defending again. Hall towards Gordon. It's hit Justin and come back to Gordon. Newcastle have possession. You could see them winning it or losing it, but whatever happens, it's
you wouldn't like to say which way this is going.
It's stressful, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Here's Botman towards Joelinton. Leeds and won it back on halfway, then Lewis Miley gets it. Livramento. Harvey Barnes, 15 yards into the Leeds half, right wing. Bruno to Voltemada, comes deep, plays it back to Barnes, first time. Out to Livramento, inside he comes. Bruno's available, gets it, good 40 yards out. Pushes it wide to Barnes, closed down by Goodmanson, on to Livramento, first time. Livramento's cross might get Gordon on the ball, it does. It's come out to the corner on the left, Anthony Gordon with it, sends it back in. Header from Leeds, then another Leeds header, and Aronson tackled by Bruno, and then tackled a second time by Livramento. They've got it back properly now. Barnes to the skipper, Bruno. 1-2 with Livramento, slides it forwards, Bruno the second time, but away from the edge of the penalty area by Leeds. Calvert-Lewin turning. Fabian Schär makes a challenge. Newcastle get a throw. A rare decision going their way from referee Michael Salisbury, but there is a problem because Schär has hurt himself, and they've already taken off Malik Chow tonight, who was on a yellow card and had a nightmare first half. Schär in that challenge, that looks like a twisted ankle to me, potentially. He signalled straight away at the bench. Was it his ankle, or was it perhaps more worryingly his knee? It looks like his ankle.
Don't know.
He was waving his arms straight away, signalling that there was a problem. They are preparing to bring on both Johan Wissa and Jacob Murphy, so there will be changes. But defensively, not a lot they can do. Botman is already on, Trippier is there, and Alex Murphy, the young Irishman, who's made 4 substitute appearances for the first team. Fabian Schär's getting treatment. Newcastle United 2, Leeds United 2. They haven't made the substitutions yet. They might need a rethink.
They might have to wait and see how.
We're into the final 20 minutes. Wissa's definitely coming on. Murphy's there as well. And the numbers board is with the 4th official, so maybe they are going to do them as planned. We'll find out in just a moment. The stretcher's coming on for Fabian Schär. This is not good. Jacob Ramsey's getting ready. I don't know what they do here.
Well, if Ramsey's getting ready,
they're going to have to put Miley. It looks like it's going to be Lewis Miley. Eddie Howe's called him across. No sooner do they get defenders back, they lose somebody. And Fabian Schär, who made his 250th appearance for Newcastle on Sunday, which was a celebration, he looks in a bad way. This is awful. Is it the ankle?
I've no idea.
Rather than the knee, just because it was a twist. It looked like his ankle went out to the left and looked like he twisted it before it came back in. but when legs are tangled, and you just never know, and there's also the possibility of something with the knee, and yeah, they're on the far side of the pitch to us, and the medical staff, and now it's the St John's ambulance who've taken the stretcher over there in their high-vis jackets. They are blocking Fabian Schär, who we could see was on his back with his hands on top of his head. Johan Wissa's coming on, Jacob Ramsey's coming on. I don't know where Jacob Murphy's gone, but there's no action at the moment here on BBC Radio.
Put his tracksuit back on.
Alex Murphy is jogging along the touchline. It may well be that if it doesn't work, we expect Miley to centre-back, that they would have to put Alex Murphy on, because that is his natural position. They leave themselves the option of one more change.
Yeah, you don't like to see this, do you? You just hope it's nothing too serious, but it doesn't look good, does it, for Schär?
Both of their starting centre-backs are going to be off. Chow taken off at half-time on a yellow card. A really difficult first half for him, and Fabian Schär with what seems like a really serious injury, and we wish the very best for him, that it's not as serious as it looks, and that he will make a fast recovery from whatever problem this is. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Antoine Semenyo in the 95th minute on what could be his final game for Bournemouth, ahead of a move to Manchester City. Scored the winning goal for Bournemouth, 3-2 against Spurs. Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 0, Everton 1, Wolves 1, Fulham 2-1 winners against 10-man Chelsea, Man City 1, Brighton 1, and Sunderland beaten 3-0 at Brentford. 2-2 between Burnley and Man United, and 2-2 here. And there'll be 20 minutes to play when we resume minimum. Jacob Ramsey coming on for Fabian Schär. Johan Wissa has already replaced Nick Baltamada. Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall go towards Fabian Schär, who's on the stretcher, and he's going down the tunnel. Did you get any further indication as to where the injury might be?
No,
when he saw him go on?
It looked like it was his knee. His ankle wasn't covered up, but the rest of his leg was. So we'll have to wait and find out.
Miley has gone to centre-back. He started at right-back, he went into central midfield, and now he's a centre-back. He's some boy, and he can play everywhere. Good players can play everywhere, is often what coaches say. But my goodness, he's doing a job for the team. Forward ball from Newcastle. Wissa on in his usual central forward role. Barnes right, Gordon left, either side of him. Leeds with it in the attacking third, wide on the left actually. Goodmanson got away from Livramento but ran out of room. It's a goal.
It's a few times he's done that, Goodmanson, hasn't it? He just runs out of space.
Remind you that Newcastle have gained before tonight no points from a losing position in the Premier League, so when they've been behind they haven't come back to take anything. They last did so in May at Brighton. They did it in the Champions League in Leverkusen when they should have won. But now, having been 1-0 and 2-1 down, they're on the attack, trying to go 3-2 up. Back to Jacob Ramsey, yet to score for the club. Here's a ball from Bruno, edge of the area, towards Wissa, cut out. Goodmanson with Ramsey on his shoulder, clears it, flicked on by Aronson towards Calvert-Lewin. Miley takes it down, and Livramento plays it to Botman. Hall's made a run into some decent space on the near side. They've got it with Bruno, and that's a good ball because Barnes has got room on the right. Low cross blocked by Goodmanson. ball didn't really travel that far. Forwards it goes. Miley took a touch. Calvert-Lewin got it back. Miley makes a challenge and it goes out.
Yeah, it was a chance to whip one in, wasn't it? It's a poor ball.
Aronson for Leeds on 32. Barnes with his first goal since Marseille at the end of November on 36 equalised. Calvert-Lewin's penalty in the 5th minute of first half added on time after the Chow handball, but Joelinton on 54 levelled it up. Leeds going to bring on Noah Okafor shortly, the forward. They play it into the box towards Justin. Miley, great positioning to stop Calvert-Lewin getting a shot on goal, and then he's cleared it. Joelinton and Gordon battling for the ball, and now Bruno in midfield. Stack for the visitors onto the chest of Hall. Now Bruno is closed down, gets away. Bruno, it's behind Whistler. He lays it off towards Ramsey, who's stumbled. Gruyev, and now Aronson in the area. Aronson for Leeds has hit the post and it's gone in. Oh my goodness. Aronson with his second of the night for Leeds. Newcastle United. It's been a nightmare evening, it really has. They are behind again. The ball from Bruno behind Wissa, who flicked it to Ramsey, who slipped. And Leeds took it on, and Aronson at the edge of the box. It hit the base of the post, and it went inside the goal. Nick Pope didn't even move. And it's Newcastle United 2, Leeds United 3. And there are 11 minutes of normal time still to play.
Good finish again, isn't it?
Aronson's been terrific tonight. It's been
all over the place.
Live wire. Anton Stack goes off, replaced by Noah Okafor. They look stunned, the players. They cannot believe it. And only one of the starting back four is in the position that they were at the beginning of the match. And for the third time tonight, for a team that doesn't come from behind, they've got to come back. Livramento, decent cross, Gordon back post, hits the side netting. They very nearly responded immediately.
The goalkeeper's rooted to his line. Doesn't want to come for that cross. Livramento does brilliant. Busts forward. Great ball.
Gordon replaced by Jacob Murphy. It's their fifth and final change. Leeds supporters will have thoroughly enjoyed what they've seen from their team tonight. It's been a rough evening for Newcastle. Here's Joelinton, fouled in midfield, and Bruno takes the free kick by rolling it back to Botman. Miley, just when you think they're on their way up the table again, they suffer a blow. Here's Botman. Barnes, who's now on the left with Murphy on the far side. Miley over halfway, and Livramento. Murphy makes a run. This is Bruno. Finds Murphy about level with the edge of the Leeds box. Comes back to Bruno, still on that far right hand side. Bruno now into the centre, has to play it to Botman. There's nobody wide left. Lewis Hall had gone to a central position, so Botman goes back the other side. Jacob Ramsey, an unfortunate slip in the lead up to the Leeds third goal. Murphy's cross stabbed away. Aronson trying to get there. Hall's won it back from him. Aronson didn't fancy the challenge. Here's Bruno. Murphy trying to run in behind. Bruno's forward route is blocked. Hall, that's a good ball. Ramsey to Joelinton, beats his man. Joelinton, oh, it's a weak effort. needed a bit of power from the edge of the area, but Lucas Perry's able to get down and make a routine save.
Yeah, worked the angle well, didn't he, to get the shot away, but then got nothing in it.
Botman wins a good header on halfway. It's gone out off Justin, so it's Newcastle's throw in the Leeds half. Hall to Joelinton, back again, and now to Botman. 83 minutes played. BBC Radio Newcastle. I'm going to stay with you till 10:30 tonight after the match finishes. Miley now at centre back to Murphy. Clips in across. Joelinton tries to head it on for Barnes. It's away by Leeds as far as Hall. First time ball up the line to Harvey Barnes, whose cross is blocked by two Leeds players. Hall to Bruno. Back through for Hall. That's a good pass from the captain. Hall's cross. Oh, it's a great one. Goodmanson hasn't dealt with it, but he somehow managed to lift it behind for a corner. That was not convincing defending. It's a lovely teasing ball in from Hall.
Murphy needs to come in, doesn't he? He's staying out there. He needs to get in back post.
3-2 down at home. Well, they haven't lost in 11 before tonight in all competitions. Left-footed corner from Hall. Botman goes up. It's headed off the line by Leeds and then headed behind.
This keeper comes for absolutely nothing.
The Botman header looped up, and the player on the line, which I think was Strout, headed it away. Here's the corner, second time from Lewis Hall from that far side. Botman again, and stabbed towards goal. Now Wisser! Wide! Wisser looked like he was slipping as he hit it, but that has to go down as a chance. Leeds have two down again. It was headed back across the 6-yard box.
Just lost his foot. As he went to hit it, he's just lost his foot and sat up lovely for him. Oh, his left foot just gives way under him.
Headed back across the box. I think it hit Miley and then fell maybe off a Leeds player into the path of Wisser. It's just been that sort of night. Slips and mistakes, and well, little details become big things, don't they? When you could score and level the match at 3-3, but you don't. 5 minutes of normal time remaining on BBC Radio Newcastle. No treatment needed for the Leeds players, but hopefully it will be reflected in the additional time, which could be lengthy. Should be at least 5 minutes for the serious injury to Fabian Schär. Here's Jacob Murphy, but he has lost out in the challenge there to Noah Okafor. Played here in the Champions League for Milan a couple of years ago. Miley with a backward header, but he was fouled, and Botman now with a free kick. Can't take it yet though, because here comes the Leeds change. Dominic Calvert-Lewin off Lucas Mecha. One centre forward for another from Daniel Farker.
To Lucas Mecha.
Mecha's just thrown something at Ilya Gruev. I think it was a energy drink or a little shot of caffeine, which players sometimes have during games. Barnes, misplaced ball back towards Botman. Mecha straight on and intercepts. Leeds with three players into the box. Mecha could finish it here. He's hit the side netting.
Went for glory. Angle was really tight. It's a poor ball by Barnes.
Minutes to go plus added on time. 3-2 down. It feels as though psychologically an equaliser would be significant. It would be a major boost. Murphy, dangerous cross, put
Great
behind by
again.
Biol. Wisser was ready to score, but Biol intervened.
Great ball whipped in. Good positioning by the big centre-back.
Hall with the corner. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of belief around St James's Park. The events of the match seem to have taken away some of the positivity as Leeds send the corner back out wide. Hall, that's blocked. They're saying penalty, yes! And ball! Referee's given it! It was put back out wide by Leeds following the initial ball in from Hall's corner, and then the follow-up cross must have hit the hand of Brendan Aronson or the arm. He's saying he was outside the box. Referees pointed to the spot. Murphy played it back to Hall. Where was he? Oh, he's in the box there. He's in the box. It's a penalty for Newcastle United in the 89th minute, 3-2 down. But VAR has already ruled on a Leeds penalty and confirmed the on-field decision. They're now doing a check again for handball.
Arneson's gone from hero to villain.
Well, just wait, because VAR, who are often the villains, well, they could be the heroes here if they tell the referee that his original decision was correct and he sticks with it. There was also the shared disallowed goal in the first half that VAR had a look at, but it was a clear. You said it was handball when he knocked it out of the goalkeeper's hands. But there've been incidents tonight. Now we've seen a wider shot of freeze frame, which I would say from that it's inconclusive, but you see a second one, a close up, and he's in the box. So surely this has to be given. Michael Salisbury's the referee. Paul Howard is the VAR, who's not one of the more well-known officials. His arm is in the box when it hits him, and it is a penalty. Bruno's got the ball. Johan Wissa went to get it, but Bruno has penalty responsibilities. Anthony Gordon's off the pitch. Nick Voltemada has been substituted, and the skipper, who has provided some big moments this season to bring them level at the end of the 90. Bruno, here's his penalty. He scores! Bruno scores, and there are 10 minutes added to the game. Level for the third time tonight, and there's all sorts of silly business going on in the penalty area with Leeds player rolling around as Newcastle tried to get the ball back. Ampadu refusing to give it to them. The referee's taking it back. They want to get on with the game. They believe they can win it. It's 3-3, and Bruno, for the 8th time this season, has scored. That is real leadership in the 90th minute. A pressure penalty put away by the captain. Good penalty, sent the keeper the wrong way.
Yeah, just waiting for the keeper to go and just rolled it in the other side.
Long ball forwards by Leeds after the kickoff. Miley and then Ramsey head on. Strout nods it out to Goodmanson. Leeds, though, will think they can go and win it. They've played well enough. To believe they deserve to win it. And from halfway, Biol back to Lucas Perry. Long ball deep into the Newcastle half. Livramento, Ramsey takes it down on his thighs, forced back towards his own goal, plays it to Pope. First time up to halfway. Joelinton beaten in the air by Biol. Aronson's header. Bruno nods it forwards. Barnes, his old Leicester teammate Justin, got there first, and Barnes actually pulled him down. 10 minutes added on. We're in the 92nd, so we're gonna go to 100 minutes. For a team that hasn't gained a single point from a losing position this season, they could be changing that, which would be big. If they could win, it would be monumental. Gruyev with the free kick just inside Newcastle's half on the right. Botman gets up. Livramento out towards Joelinton.
Oh, he hasn't given it.
On Ampadu, it's outside the box.
Yeah, but
I know. Joelinton got booked at the end of the first half for an alleged dive. Now Newcastle lose it and then clear it. Leeds get it back, and it's Aronson who runs into trouble in the shape of Bruno. Botman then plays it forwards again to Bruno, who's been caught. Newcastle want a free kick and don't get it.
Free kick.
Bruno has stayed down. Leeds in the corner on the left. Could be trouble here. They've got Aronson in the box on the right. His cross headed away. Wissa controls, plays it to Bruno, who's thankfully all right. And now they look for Murphy. Foot race between Murphy and Goodmanson. Good defending, and Murphy has pulled back Goodmanson. Aronson's gone down. Leeds have a free kick on the far side. It's been a match that to watch. I said it was stressful earlier. It's been energy sapping just watching it.
It's been brilliant. It's been great.
See, I would disagree to the extent that I don't think they played well apart from a couple of spells, and I think that's concerning.
But how many times have you said that this season?
Yeah, but I think that just adds more weight to the arguments that there are, well, issues, underlying issues or bigger issues that need to be sorted out in terms of the way that they're playing. There are mitigating factors, absolutely. Here's Botman, he's going to deal with the ball, heads it back to Pope, and it didn't get there. But Mecha couldn't put it in, and Livramento, or was it Miley, has put it out.
The clear. Dear, oh dear.
In my defence, they both got red boots on and long sleeve black top under their black and white shirt.
This isn't good for the nerves.
That's what I mean. It's been a bit of an ordeal watching it. A privilege to be here always, but it hasn't been a comfortable night. It's 3-3 and we're in the 95th minute. Leeds long throw. Pope, he's taken that well, and he rolls it out to Livramento. Barnes wants it. Do they see him? They go up the line to Murphy. Wissa and Barnes in the middle. Murphy, Wissa, and Barnes couldn't get there. It went to Wissa near post, and Barnes carried on. Leeds get it clear.
Offside.
Oh dear. Offside. So they don't get the chance to recycle the attack. And Aronson's down again. Barnes carried on his run, so went beyond Wissa. And maybe if he'd held back, he would have been there for a tap-in, but it wouldn't have counted anyway, clearly. Leeds are going to make a double change. Still an end-to-end game, John Anderson.
Either side could win it. I mean, we still got up 5 minutes plus.
Yeah, it will be because of the stoppages in stoppage time. 3-3. BBC Radio Newcastle. Send us your messages about the match on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Put BBC at the start, or if you prefer to text 81333. You also need to start with BBC. It's a triple change from Leeds. Ilya Gruyev is off. Brendan Aronson is off. Joe Rodon is off. Sebastian Bornau, Belgian defender, comes on. Wilfried Gnonto, the Italian winger, is on, and Ao Tanaka, Japanese midfielder, has come on into the midfield, part of the Leeds championship winning team last season. Tanaka and Gnonto. Right, 96 minutes, 50 seconds. Should play on for a little bit more beyond the 10 that was on the numbers board. Wissa, that's a good leap. Murphy tried to head it back towards him and couldn't really get much on the ball. That's a disappointment because Wissa had made a good run. Newcastle win it back. Livramento to Bruno, back again, and to the skipper once more on halfway. Drops his shoulder away from the substitute Tanaka and rolled up the line for Murphy. Delivers a cross, punched away by Lucas Perry. Leeds have it in midfield now. Tanaka, it's a long ball forwards. Botman's going to watch it back.
I tell you what, this goalkeeper is.
Pope up to Miley, who's had to go into centre back after Fabian Schär was taken off on a stretcher. Bruno onto Ramsey, and now roll to Murphy. First time cross, Wissa. Where does it go? It's behind, and they don't know. They don't know. They've given a goal kick. Of course they have. Of course they have. I don't think anybody in St James's Park is surprised by that.
It is.
To be fair,
yeah,
the right decision,
they got it right,
but they didn't know, and it was a guess. The referee looked at the assistant, who kept his flag.
The assistant looked at the referee, and they both looked at the ground.
Born out onto Wissa and then out. 2 minutes to play, but surely there'll be some more time. It's finished 2-2, Burnley and Man United. Long ball forwards, Miley leaps, can't get there, and now forwards by Leeds to Okafor. Miley, what a great recovery challenge. It's been immense again, in 3 positions tonight. Bruno, Wissa making the run, might be an offside here. Wissa gets around Bornau, flag has stayed down, he's got it on the floor in the area, tries to go through players. Leeds have cleared only as far as Livramento, and now Bruno, and it's played to Murphy, who has a touch and sends in a cross. Barnes, edge of the area, Barnes tackled. Now nothing in that, and Leeds are coming forwards. What a game. The 100th minute, 3-3. Black and white shirts running back. Leeds haven't committed too many forwards. Okafor on the outside, and it's flashed across the face of goal, and it runs out to the near touchline, but Justin can't keep it in, and Newcastle urged to dig deep, go into the well, to the reserves of energy, to have another attack, to go once more in the final minute.
Oh, it's so stretched.
They might be on. Murphy over halfway. Murphy fouled by Ampadu. Murphy didn't like the challenge. Ampadu's having a go back. Yellow card for the Leeds captain. We are now into the 101st minute. There's been a high entertainment value, particularly if you're a neutral. And it's not over yet. And the referee could easily play on for another couple of minutes, given the stoppages and substitutions from Leeds. And now this free kick. They've not come from behind to take anything all season in the league.
Now it goes.
They've taken a short free kick. Bruno to Murphy, now Hall. In it comes, Joelinton. Away by Leeds, Livramento back to Hall. It's gone to halfway. There's nobody there for Leeds. Newcastle can still come forwards. Hall to Ramsey, edge of the area. Turns, feeds Murphy. He has a touch. Back to Bruno. First time cross. Barnes with a header. It's a corner. It's a corner. And they'll have time to take it. The 102nd minute. And if Leeds are bothered about the additional time, they've only got themselves to blame, with players going down at every opportunity, and they're time wasting all night. Could they get the most dramatic of late winners at St James's Park, Newcastle United? Hall's corner, pushed away by Lucas Perry out to the near side. Gnonto trying to keep it in, he can't. It's a throw. Referee's going to let them play on. Livramento to Bruno, one last chance maybe. Bruno's cross, Botman. Oh, they want a penalty. Barnes! Oh, yes! Oh, my word! Harvey Barnes has won it! Unbelievable drama! Unbelievable scenes at St James's Park. It's 4-3 in the 102nd minute. 1-0 down, 2-1 down, 3-2 down, and now 4-3 up. And the has come back to win in incredible fashion. 4-3. Harvey Barnes, he's got form for this. Remember West Ham a couple of seasons ago. What a night at St James's Park. It hasn't been a great performance, but it is a turnaround of epic proportions. Newcastle United 4, Leeds United 3.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What a game. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Well, Leeds might not have long to respond because we were well enough, way beyond the 10 minutes that were shown. Newcastle have finished celebrating. Leeds have kicked off. All eyes on referee Michael Salisbury. Back to the goalkeeper and out towards Strauch. Headed away by Bruno. Lifted up by Beale. Botman away. Bruno's got it. Wisser wants it. Bruno over the top and out for Wisser to the right hand side. Will he take it to the corner or will he play somebody in? Wisser. A jinking run. Wisser edge of the area. Wisser. It's a scooped shot that goes wide. And that tells you that Newcastle United have won. Wow. 4-3. I cannot believe what we've just witnessed.
It's West Ham all over again.
We are here to put things into words, but sometimes there are no words. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Harvey Barnes, Leeds, their 7-match unbeaten run has ended, and has been ended by a Newcastle team that's won 3 in a row, and they never looked like winning a 3rd match in a row all night.
It was an incredible game of football. I mean, you've got to give credit to both sides. They kept going. Leeds kept pushing. They didn't come here and just sit. They went looking for goals. It's an unbelievable game. It's been absolutely brilliant. It was one of those games you didn't want to end, but they've been terrific. Terrific result. Absolutely brilliant.
They were 3-2 down, Ando, in the 90th minute when Bruno stepped up and converted a penalty. And you felt at that point, if they could get a draw out of it, that's big and that's progress coming from behind. But they were not done. I mean, Leeds weren't done either. There were a couple of nervy moments. But to keep going and go beyond the allotted additional time.
Yeah, I mean, look at. As I said, it reminds us of West Ham a few seasons back when it happened. I mean, it was a terrific game to watch. It's been absolutely, it was end to end. You just didn't know what was happening. It was terrific. I mean, they just kept going, kept throwing balls in the box. Harvey Barnes, we spoke about it beforehand. He's got a goal in him. He's always got a goal in him, you know. And he's come up with 2 tonight. I mean, Leeds will be absolutely devastated. They'll feel they did enough to get a point out of it. They probably did. They probably should have got a point out of it. But look, it was just a fabulous game. It was so open. It was so stretched. But thankfully, we came out on the right side of it.
They are doing a lap of honour around St James's Park, and well, I think when everything settles down, as Bruno gets a big reaction from the Gallagher end, there will be a lot of analysis over the overall performance. Winning is what matters, and they deserve so much credit and love for the way that they won. But were you concerned by the performance, even with the credit you give to Leeds for how well they played?
look at, there was some good, there was some bad. You know, you can see 3 goals. That's got to be a concern. And people say, oh yeah, but we had to change our back 4. But it's still a worry. It's still a concern. But the one thing this side has got, they've got a togetherness. They keep going, even when it's not going well, even when they're not playing well. They still keep digging in. They still battle away. They still hope that something's going to give, and it's exactly what they did tonight. They just kept going right till the end, and they got their just rewards at the end of it.
Yeah, not satisfied with a point, and the winning run now extends to 3 matches. And having moved into the top half of the table, they've now moved up to 6th in the table, which is unbelievable given the season they've had. But we talked about this before the match. It's so tight, probably below the top 3.
That's why this result is so big. When you look at the way other results went tonight, you know, all of a sudden you're up to 6th. What was it? 2 weeks ago, people were complaining that we were in the bottom half of the table. We weren't going anywhere. And all of a sudden you're up to 6th in the table. You know, that's how quickly it can change. Talked about this league being so up and down that everybody's capable of beating everybody else, and you know, it's so stretched in that middle section. So that's why this result is absolutely massive.
We have to send our best wishes to Fabian Schär, who suffered what appeared to be a very serious injury, was taken off on a stretcher, having seen Malik Chow substituted at half-time and replaced by Sven Botman. They had to put Lewis Miley, who started at right back, gone into midfield. He had to go to centre back, Ando, and we hope that the Schär injury is not as serious as it looks.
Yeah, look, it didn't look good, did it? You know, they took their time. They wrapped his leg up, put him on a stretcher. You know, you just keep your fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious. It looked like it could have been his knee. You thought it was his ankle, but whatever it is, you just hope that it's not too serious. But it would be a blow to lose him, yeah.
Before we wrap up here, no time to discuss the match. Total Sport back at 6 tomorrow on BBC Radio Newcastle, and wherever you are in the world, you can listen on BBC Sounds. It was announced earlier that the great Kevin Keegan is to receive treatment for cancer.
He would have loved that tonight, Kevin.
Well,
he would have loved that.
On a night when Newcastle have come from behind and won 4-3, we should mention Kevin Keegan, and someone that you worked with, played with, worked under. I'm sure you again want to send your best wishes to him.
Absolutely, yeah. Wish him and his family all the best, and our prayers and our thoughts are with him.
Newcastle United have produced a stunning comeback tonight at St James's Park. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 down. They have won by 4-3. Harvey Barnes scoring in the 102nd minute. Newcastle United 4, Leeds United 3. Wow. Bruno's cross, Botman. Oh, they want a penalty. Barnes! Oh, yes! Oh, my word! Harvey Barnes has won it! Unbelievable drama! Unbelievable scenes at St James's Park. It's 4-3 in the 102nd minute. 1-0 down, 2-1 down, 3-2 down, and now 4-3 up. And the team that had not gained a single point from a losing position in the league all season has come back to win in incredible fashion.
Total Sport North East.
On the station with Newcastle and Sunderland commentary exclusively live.
BBC Radio Newcastle. The Late Show with Becky Wands.
And if you've just joined us in Newcastle and Leeds after the football, and football isn't your thing, you can always listen to The Late Show. I'm here from 10 o'clock, and like I say, you can listen on BBC Sounds. You just search for The Late Show. It's as simple as that. On the way, music from Sade, from Dr. Hook, and how about this from Sam Fender?